Hey everyone, welcome to another YouTube art video. Now normally I would do these painting processes for my own work, but I couldn't resist when I saw this on Reddit. The free-written artwork of the upshot face. Now credit to user SpaceDev1, I had to look around to find the original source, the original artist for this, but I really want to use this as a good learning lesson here because there's something to be said here that a lot of artists will find very useful. So, of course, if we were to break this down technically and draw it in a more proper manner, you can see that you can break down the shapes of the face and you will get this. And of course, you can add all the peripherals such as the hair and the design itself in order to make this however you want. Now, of course, we could end the video here, but it's not so simple because there's something here that I want to mention before we go. Now, I want to mention here that what SpaceDev1 did, the original artist for this, is actually correct. It's technically correct. Anybody who's been following me would have been taught that boxes are a major part in a arsenal for the artist because if you are able to break down objects, especially the human anatomy, into geometric shapes, then it makes it a lot easier to draw and a lot more palpable. So what SpaceDev1 did was actually technically correct. It's something that you would learn in tutorials in art school. However, there is something to be said here. What you have as a technical truth may not be aesthetically pleasing, and this is a vital part in doing art. What you are doing is to make pretty pictures, and a lot of times just being correct is not the right answer for situations. And when it comes to extreme angles of faces, this is especially true. So of course, I want to make sure that you know that in anime, there is going to be demonstrations of this extreme upshot happening. So like with Bakemonogatari here, you can see that yes, it is used, but very sparingly. And even though the artist for the studio drew this properly, it still looks a bit off, and obviously you don't want to have this sort of angle dominate your shots in an episode. There are a lot of cheats here going on in order to make it more aesthetically pleasing, including limiting the amount of shadows on the underside of his face, which makes it a little bit easier to digest for viewers. To show why this is something you want to really avoid and why upshots suck, I want to give you another example here with cells at work. Now, of course, on the left side is the official manga, and on the right side, I'm showing you my draw over to show you what I mean. So, if her head tilts a little bit higher, you can see that on the right side, it will start looking like that. Now, of course, there's nothing technically wrong with this, but it starts to read something more like this if you were to break down the silhouette. This is especially true if you're doing something like a cartoony or art anime style where your tools are limited. You don't have the luxury of rendering every little detail in this masterful fine arts classically painted type of artwork. So when you're simplifying like this, you're going to sometimes inadvertently create silhouettes like what I'm showing you on the right side. And again, while it's readable and it's correct, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing, especially if you know that anime likes to use these heart-shaped faces like on the left side as I showed you. So this is something that even I do because a lot of times if you're doing these upshots, you do have to cheat. You have to ensure that you want to retain the appealing design while making it read like an upshot. And in the case where I'm drawing Jinx here, you can see that I'm doing my best to make an upshot without killing the heart-shaped design that a lot of aesthetically pleasing faces have. So this is something that a lot of anime artists will do in order to retain the shape and make it look good. And to give you the final demonstration and to end this quick video, this is what most artists, I would say, would choose to do. And you can see that, of course, you are extending the chin and the jaw a little bit in order to create the sense of the heart shape without killing the upshot feeling. So this sort of thing is going to work better for the cameras. And again, nothing wrong with what the artist did on the left side, even though there are some improvements to be made. But to show you that it's not always the technical truth that you want to go for, you want to sometimes just cheat and make it look aesthetically pleasing, you would go with something like on the right side. Hope you enjoyed that and hope you learned something. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more of these sort of lecture videos as well as my painting processes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.